Hey there, Internet friends. Trevor Starkey here with another episode of Trevor Trove Gaming Sunday Edition. Today I am going to talk a little bit about Nier Automata? Nier Automata. Let's go with Automata. No, let's go Nier Automata. I feel like that's what people have said. Anyway, enough debating about that name. So I finally put some time into it this year. It was one of the first games I decided to hop into in 2018 after hearing such great things about it last year, but just never really feeling the urge to get pulled into it. So I'm about a dozen hours in now, I think. I finished the first ending of the game, the A ending. I also have the H ending in there somewhere because I thought I could take one route to like a checkpoint or something like that, and it was like, oh, you gave up and rolled through the credits real quickly, and I was like, oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. Whatever. So that was a little irksome too, because I was like, well, now I have to go back like the 30 minutes that I'd been playing beforehand and hadn't saved or whatever. But anyway, so Nier Automata shows or tells the story of, at least in this first run through, of a couple of android characters, 2B, who you play as in this first run, and who's like a combat android, and 9S, who is more of a scanner support scout android. The two of them get teamed up on one of 2B's missions, and basically the premise of Nier Automata, or Nier Automata, whatever, is humanity was overridden by machines and aliens years and years and years ago, and so they fled the Earth and moved into space and like to the moon, I think. And they've basically been sending androids down to kind of wage war against the machines and try and win the planet back for them. And so you have basically like oil rig shaped and machine like sized machines that you get tasked with taking down pretty upfront in the game. And yeah, it's a hack and slash game that switches into shmup mode every now and then, and vice versa. When you're flying around your like personalized flight suit, you basically switch into shmup mode that turns from like side-scrolling shoot 'em up to like free range shoot 'em up at times, and then switches back into like hack and slash mode and stuff for like hand-to-hand combat. So interesting gameplay. Nothing ever really, like, I don't quite follow the gameplay so much. Like the combinations and chains and stuff kind of felt really arbitrary. I felt like I was just kind of button mashing and destroying all the machines and monsters as I progressed through the game. Has some very interesting boss battles that felt somewhat reminiscent of something like Metal Gear Solid, in that they're, you know, big and flashy and over the top, and yeah, you get there are definitely some surprises in there where like I stumbled upon an amusement park and was like, oh, I was not expecting to find that. And you start to kind of learn things about the machines, and kind of where they came from and how they have developed over the course of the war that has been raging on for centuries. Yeah, it's a fine game. I don't, after just playing the first story, first time through, I don't quite understand why so many people were so like up in arms about this being such an amazing game. I'm not seeing it yet. It's fine and enjoyable enough. The second playthrough that I've started has you kind of replaying the story, but through 9S's perspective, it seems. So we'll see kind of how that plays out. And then I know that like I've heard you have to play at least like A, B, and C, get those endings out of the way. So I'll be curious to see, okay, where does 9S's story go, and then where do we go from there? There are, I mean, big epic moments that feel really cool in this game, but overall, like part of it just, like, there's a very bland color palette here of lots of grays and like muted greens and stuff, so it's not a vibrant game that is calling me to come back and play it. Like, I stepped aside to go through and do like the weekly Destiny grind stuff that I've been doing, and haven't been compelled to hop back into Nier right away. I'll still like go through and get a couple more endings, but yeah, it's just I don't quite get what all the hoopla has been about so far. So maybe I just haven't gotten to it yet. Like I said, 12-ish hours in, and one playthrough completed. Like, if I hadn't heard people raving about it, I probably would have put it down by now, but I'm going to keep giving it a go to see if I can kind of discover what people are talking about. And I've fortunately stayed spoiler-free on whatever the big things are that kind of happen that really make people go, oh my god, this is, a Game of the Year contender. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Nier so far. Fun enough combat. I don't understand really anything about the weapons I'm equipping or the plugins or any of that stuff. It's just kind of all, I'm just saying choose whatever optimized stuff I can get. But yeah, I'm having a good enough time with it. So those are my preliminary thoughts on Nier. Let me know what yours are in the comments below. As always, I've been your host, Trevor Starkey from TrevorTrove.com. You can follow me at SnarkyStarkey on Twitter. And until next time, from here at the Trove, treasure your friends.